Right, hello. Now we're going to have a quick look at the maximum security vehicle, which was featured in Captain Scarlet and the Mysterons, that wonderful puppet show by Gerry and Sylvia Anderson. It dates to about 1968 when the series was still in production. Dinky produced number 105, the maximum security vehicle. It was produced until 1975. It's I think it, as far as I understand, it didn't sell as well as the others. It probably not as it wasn't quite as a popular vehicle, but nonetheless, it still sold a lot, and it was still a very decent, extremely chunky model. So I'm going to show you. Two today. Now this one is in a. Here we go. Look at that. You see, Dinky Toys. This box is, I'm afraid, a reproduction because a real one would cost me more money than I'm prepared to spend, and I actually have. So nonetheless, this one's a reproduction, but you get the idea of what the original box would have looked like anyway. So there it is. It contains hatches, drop-down ramps, a crate containing radioactive isotopes, suspension aerial. I'm not sure really want something radioactive in my house, but hey-ho, I think we'll be all right. Okay, let's have a look. So this thing is heavy. It's much heavier than the patrol car. Oh, upside down. Okay, fair enough. Right, first of all, as you can see there, the light maximum security vehicle, Dinky Toys, Macala Limited, made in England, made under license for Century 21 Toys Limited, number 105. Century 21, of course, being the production company that produced the Gerry and Sylvia Anderson programs. Now here it is. This is I'm afraid it's a little bit battered, but I picked it up for a tenner downtown, so I'm not complaining. But it's quite nice, isn't it? It's a massive, great, heavy model. I mean, that is a serious piece of weight, that is. You can hurl that at someone's head and it'll come off rather the worse. Worse the wear. The aerial is a replacement. The aerials always go missing on these things, but I managed to get a replacement for £1.50 or something off eBay or whatever it was. But here it is. Massive. This is an early version, so it's got Century 21 Productions, which disappeared on the later ones. It's also got wheels with a spun rim. Later ones produced more like a faster wheel looking, much cruder looking than this. I think it looked like a whiz wheel type. Oh no, that was a corgi, wasn't it? We get the idea. Look different to these wheels, but this is an early one, and the better one anyway. So quite lucky. It's supposed to be like a massive, great tank, really, a tank on wheels in the program. Although it featured quite a lot in the publicity for the program, it didn't really appear very much. It only actually appeared, as far as I recall, in in 3 episodes, and all of them were at the very, very beginning of the series. So why on earth it didn't appear more often, who knows? I'm sure somebody out there reading this will be able to fill me in on that one. So a silver strip has been stuck down on top of it. Some red trimming, makes it look quite nice. Silver again, as you can see there. Red bumpers. And of course there is our Spectrum. Spectrum is green logo in the middle, which is served quite well on this one actually, because these things get played with and thumbs come along and they get rubbed off. But there we are. So that is heavy. That is heavy. So what features does it have? Well, to be honest, not really a lot, but it looks cool, so we can forgive it. What it does have is the doors here. You can open up these doors like that. There we are. And like gull wing doors. Little ramp comes down like that to get access to the interior. And inside there we actually have here's the isotope crate, if I can actually get it out without getting stuck. Yep, come on. Come on. Oh, there we are. So maximum security vehicles, obviously carrying radioactive bars of gold or something like that. If we open that up. There, look. Look at that. Yes. Quite nice, isn't it? I've read somewhere that this wasn't even designed for this particular vehicle. This is actually designed for a bullion carrying lorry, but it got repurposed for the maximum security vehicle. I was quite lucky to still have this because, of course, this little thing here often disappears. People will play with it and this little bit here will go. But so I was quite lucky to find one, especially for a tenner. Goodness me. Still with the bullion intact. So there it is. So what I'll show you now is one that I've got that's, let's take that out of the way, in the last one that came out in a bubble box, like that. Okay, now this one is actually has been slightly restored, and also the box is not a genuine box. It's a reproduction box, but nonetheless, it's really well done. If I can just get this thing out. Oh goodness me, it's stuck. Oh, there we are. Now, you've seen the vehicle already, so I won't worry too much about that. But here it is. Look, maximum security vehicle. I'll take that lid off. You can then see. So there's the aerial. And open up the doors. I'll take the bullion out. Okay, and round here we have a picture of the bullion box. So I think this was about 1974. I think just before they stopped doing them. I think was the with this type of bubble box anyway. But I quite like these because this is the ones that I remember. I don't remember the yellow boxes because I'm not that well. I am that old, but I'm not that old not to remember them. So there it is. Yes, you can see it's this one is very similar to the one you just seen. It's all in quite good condition. I don't think there's any differences. There were a few minor variations over the years. Towards the end, I think they started doing like blue interiors and the wheels. As I said earlier, the wheels got changed, but these are the earliest type of wheels. So yeah, so there it is. There's a restored one, and there's my one which I picked up for a tenner, which is there you go. So one restored and one in slightly sort of play worn. That's a modern term, isn't it? They used to say that back in the 70s. But look, right, okay, let's just put that back in the side there, and there we are. Really, that's such a very, very quick look on the chunky maximum security vehicle. Thank you very much for watching.